This is a long take. And so is this one. Even this one. And of course, this one. The long take has been employed in cinema since its inception. Its implications, of course, have changed significantly as cinema progressed along with its technology. Early cinema restricted itself strictly to the concept of each sequence as a single long take. But how does one define a long take? Sure, we can say that a shot feels or gives the impression of being long, but there is no standard measure of what qualifies as a long take. For a moment, let's take a step away from cinema and consider the example of a cricket broadcast.
Into last ball, Butler. He gets it in again, he gets a boundary. 15 off the super over.
An average cricket broadcast at the international level employs the use of over 30 cameras placed around the field. Each camera records every single moment from the match, and hence each records a single long take.
6 of the day in the first ball you face, thank you.
That's hit beautifully.
Now suppose we had shots from the points of view of each of the spectators in the crowd, the players on field, and the commentators too. What we have is over 1,000 long takes of the same event from different points of view. All spectators can only film what they see from their own perspective, giving us a series of subjective long takes. Therefore, the typical long take is inherently subjective. It was Italian filmmaker Pier Paolo Pasolini who theorized the idea of a long take as subjective in his pivotal 1967 essay using the example of Kennedy's assassination.
Sulla morte di Kennedy avrebbero potuto essere girati altri 700 documentari, ognuno preso da un punto di vista diverso, con un obiettivo diverso, e quindi sarebbero avuti 700 documentari sullo stesso fatto, ognuno di quali aveva un angolo visuale diverso, mostrava una sezione diversa della realtà. Allora io dicevo che se un detective avesse fatto lui il montaggio di questi 700 diversi documentari, forse attraverso il montaggio avrebbe potuto arrivare alla verità della morte di Kennedy.
What Pasolini is implying is a montage. An average live cricket broadcast is achieved by cutting a montage from the series of long takes shot by each camera. A single long take by itself is meaningless. It cannot do justice to the actuality of the event taking place on screen and fails to concretize its actions. It remains a mere point of view of the present. A sequence of shots played on screen from multiple perspectives gives the audience an accurate representation of the events of the match, or in Pasolini's words, the extracted truth of the event. The same idea applies to montage in film.
Mosaic is assembling something to create a whole. Montage means the assembly of pieces of film, which, moved in rapid succession before the eye, create an idea.
This idea that Hitchcock talks about is what gives meaning to the event being portrayed on camera. Montage makes meaning by multiplying the various subjectivities from different perspectives to form an objective representation of the event it portrays. Each cut sacrifices the presentness of the long take. It renders the long take's unstable, infinite actions finite and its subjectivity objective. Such a reading of the montage lends itself to an understanding of each of its clips as extractions from long takes. For Pasolini, montage is the parole of the long, that is, the long take. French philosopher Ferdinand de Saussure, in his course in general linguistics, theorized the concept of langue and parole as the structure of conventions of language and its individual utterances respectively. In this context, let's take a look at French film theorist André Bazin's theory of realism. Bazin championed the realist possibilities of the long take. He emphasized its temporal indexicality as a crucial characteristic for realist cinema. Bazin theorized that by adjusting the duration of the long take to the duration of the event it captures, it places the viewers directly in front of not an image but the event itself. For Bazin, cinema was at its best when aspiring to preserve the very flow of time in all its movement. In his words, change mummified, as it were. Post-war cinema employed the long take's relative indifference to meaning in order to encapsulate the era's existential void and disillusionment. Here's an example from Antonioni's La Notte credit sequence. The 1 minute and 14 seconds long shot lingers on the urban Milan landscape completely detached from the film's narrative drive. Antonioni's cinema's use of the long take was a desperate attempt to cope with a crisis of meaning realized by post-war capitalism. And this way, the cinema of the 1960s began moving away from the montage to the use of the long take. To help us understand this better, let's look at French theorist Jacques Derrida's theory of post-structuralism. In a linguistic analysis of meaning, Derrida theorized that meaning is not only created by difference, but is also deferred down the chain of signification, infinitely so. Similarly, the long take postpones the cut, it defers meaning, it prevents the montage's attempt to create objectivity. The post-structuralist school of thought emphasized the absence of a center, which is exactly what cinema at the time was aspiring for.
Bye, mate.
The contemporary long take, on the other hand, has been used for very different purposes. The long take of recent times has come to serve as a visual spectacle, an element of wonder, but significantly a response to the intensified rigidity of classical continuity. One of the most apparent ways in which it does so is this. Noticing a trend, two characters having a conversation in a single take, no cuts, no short reverse shots, just a two shot.
너도 영화 본 거야?
All of these shots are examples from South Korean author Hong Sang-soo's films. And these three sets of characters are from very different backgrounds and share entirely different relationships. But Hong's treatment of them remains the same. The two shot is a constant across his filmography. As soon as the viewer sees the two shot, they know it's a Hong Sang-soo film. The two shot isn't the only way in which Hong attracts attention to himself.
말해봐. 빨리 진실을 말해봐.
These shots are often paired with his trademark zoom in. The zoom in breaks the illusion of the invisible creator behind the film. Hong jolts his audiences out of the narrative flow to bring their attention towards its creator. This self-referentiality also happens to be one of the key tenets of post-structuralism. Post-structuralist forms of media realize that in the vacuum of meaning, language can only point to other forms of language. So each time a viewer sees the two shot in a Hong Sang-soo film, it is an allusion to all two shots that have pre-existed in his filmography. Hong's two shot is used in a direct opposition to classical continuity editing. Classical continuity with its short reverse shot aims to achieve a concrete objective meaning in conversations, just as the montage does with the matter of film. By weighing one character over another at a given point in the conversation, the short reverse shot leaves little for the viewers to discern. The two shot in this manner becomes the formalist abolishment of meaning, and classical continuity with its invisibilized editing that aims to keep the viewers rooted in reality becomes a realist objectivity. The Matrix delineates the use of the long take and the two shot as oppositions to meaning. But even a mannerist filmmaker such as Hong Sang-soo has been termed as classical in his use of other techniques. For instance, his group shots have been termed as extremely classical, with his blocking directing the eyes of the viewer to the narrative's main characters. This makes one realize labeling any of these techniques as inherently formalist, realist, subjective or objective is a futile endeavor. As soon as one starts labeling these techniques within rigid structures, they sacrifice their potential. The use of these techniques was clearly meant to elude a concrete categorization. So the next time you pick up a camera, see what you can do with the long take or the two shot, because this matrix here, it doesn't mean anything.